we've got one more panel today as a part of our NFT exploration. This one's titled Fatter Future, Our NFTs Here to Stay. And we've got Daniel Kim, Investment Director at FPG Capital, talking with Jingcheng Li, who's the Managing Director as well of FPG Capital. So welcome them up, everybody.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I'm Daniel Kim, one of the managing partners investment managers at FPG Capital. FPG Capital has been in the space for about 2015, a multi-asset crypto asset management company with, I guess you could say, 4 different verticals of focus, with a market-making business, asset management in venture arms, lending and borrowing, and then even crypto mining. I'm here today with Jingcheng. Jingcheng, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you everybody for coming here. So especially in our stage event. So we are the sponsor for this event. Everybody can enjoy your life. Probably this is the last day of consensus, right?
Yeah.
So then happy, go party actually at a lot of this event. So then back to Daniel's introduction. And so then actually we were in the space since 2015, 2016. Actually we are the early adopters of crypto because we believe that in that. So then during the last bull run, so then we invest a lot of early stage ICO project, and so probably a lot of layer 1 project back in Asia, and also a lot of some of early stage ICO project. Since then, we use our capitals on tradings, most of on the quant tradings, and also some of the long shorts to manage our book. So on the venture parts, we still participate in early stage project. So since DeFi summer, so actually because of our nature of the trading and also financial services, so we focus a lot on the DeFi, then actually the later GameFi, because also they have some financial features in it. So then actually our investment has been diverse from GameFi, Metaverse, and NFT, and all these kind of all the crypto sectors. We can find opportunities and find the right partners to work in long term.
Yeah, so actually on that, right? So we've been actively investing across a variety of different NFT projects. What do you think? I mean, is it a fad? Is it a future? I mean, we've obviously been pretty active in it. What do you think? What do you think about it?
So definitely, every people talk about that NFT is going to be the future for the long term. So I also believe in that. So in long term, because you can see what the NFTs can change from what all the aspects from the traditional world, especially for all the loyalty related and also IP related. So then people can own the content, own all the kind of stuff they create. So I think that definitely there's a value in that. So then definitely there's a future, and also, but we need to how to use that and the particular use case to maximize the value of that. But in short term, definitely how you see the market. So in bull markets, people believe in that. So because definitely most straight value will give you some profit. Yeah. But in bear market, it's kind of some problem, like all the recessions, all the crises in the not only in crypto but in traditional finance, like internet bubbles, something like that. So hot topic always got hype at the early stage. So attract all the attention from very small portion of the people, so that it can probably attract the high-end wealth people, or some people believe in NFTs at the beginning. But how to, let's say, make that kind of in long term go to the main street, definitely has to be the core value. I'm not worried about too much of the short term that, and also definitely there's some low quality project because they want to make profit in this space, and so then they will come. But in general, I'm not too worried about that.
Okay. Yeah, actually on that, right? So with the current market conditions, everything's been kind of going south. How do you think that's going to be impacting the NFTs? How, as FPG, how are we managing it?
So actually for all the venture fund and also people in the private market, I think the most important things right now at the current stage is how to manage the cash flow. So they create it for themselves. So for the venture side, because so the ventures, to be honest, so then it's investor money, So as long as you can find a high quality project, it can go to at least one cycle, and so it should be okay. But for some of the pro shop manage of their own money, so the cash flows will be very important. So then how do you get the liquidities? So I think most of the venture funds that maybe don't care too much about the liquidities, but we have been in the cycle probably at least 2+ bear and bull market cycles. So then in 2018 and 2019, so a lot of projects actually, so they ran out of cash for the operations, and also they ran out of liquidities, not only from some of the projects, but also from the fund. So then they just disappeared. So then we are lucky, and so then we can manage our cash flows and also liquidity very well.
Yeah.
So we survive. And so then actually right now we still have the capability to participate in this space. So liquidity is very important, not only for the funds itself, but also for the project. Because in 2017, 2018, most of the projects they raised in Ethereum. So then, because Ethereum, they didn't manage the treasury very well. So then, for example, they raised Ethereum at 800 to 1,000, but after 1 year, at the end of 2018, early 2019, Ethereum, went below 180, if you recall.
Yeah.
So then a lot of, a project and even funds, so then blow up the treasuries.
Yeah.
So then, but we are lucky that we manage our capital very well. So then we have the market making business at the beginning, and so then we work with almost 100 projects. So we know how the ecosystem works. So then this kind of give us a lesson that, so the manage the liquidity is very important. So right now it's okay because most of the project is raised in stable coins. So they don't need to manage the treasuries too much as long as they have the cash to run the operations.
Got it. And so, of all these projects that you've invested in, what's one of the ones that you've been most excited about?
So then we also invest a lot of NFT projects. Actually, we have different investment in different sectors. For example, GameFi. So then one of our biggest bets is Big Time Studio. So it was founded by Ari. So it was the CEO of Decentraland. So actually, we were early investors on Decentraland back in 2017. So we also have a virtual land in the metaverse.
Yeah.
So it's called Dragon City, I think. So then we know Ari very well. So then after, let's say, you see right now, the metaverse project, probably the top two will be Decentraland and also Sandbox. So they have the most of the users and also most of the use case. So when Ari told me that they want to, let's say, have another project on the GameFi, because this project, they have some ideas. Everybody know that XC actually probably give the very, very early concept how the GameFi works in crypto space, because people can play the game and get the reward. But everybody know that the game is not a good quality of project.
Yeah.
So everybody want to just focus on the quality of the project. So then if people can stick with the game and also spend times, and at the same time, they can get some reward and also own the item and NFTs in the game. So probably that's an extra benefit by playing the game. So after he gave me the ideas, so then actually, and also the background of his team, most of his team has traditional gaming developing backgrounds, like from EA Sports, like Call of Duty, and also this kind of large AAA gaming in traditional gaming studios like PlayStation and also Xbox. So we saw that the team is very solid.
Yeah.
So then actually they already launched. So they are golden pass, and also silver pass. So at the top, a few probably 1,000 people can play the games. It already launched. So if any of you want to play the games, I think it's open. So you can buy the pass, the golden pass and the silver pass, and probably couple thousand bucks. So then you can play the version. I played by myself. So compared to the blockchain games, quality I think is very high. So then people can own the items of the NFT they got in the game, and so they can sell in the secondary market. to get the ownership to show up their skin and show up the item. So I think probably it's very playable in terms of the blockchain space.
Yeah.
In terms of the AAA game, also you can compare some of the AAA games in crypto space like Illuvian and also Star Atlas, and also some of the AAA games ideas. They want to build a very complex games, so then people can spend more time with the game itself, not all the reward. So then they are very ahead of the curve. So then actually they launch the games. So right now at the end of probably second half of the year, so they're going to open to all the public. Public people can go to the games and play with them. So I'm very bullish on this one. And so then probably that will bring blockchain game to the next level.
The game was called Big Time Studios.
Yeah, Big Time Studios.
So actually, so speaking of gaming and NFTs, a lot of people, I guess you could say more traditional gamers, haven't been a big fan of GameFi, thinking NFTs are just another avenue. Do you think it's just it's just going to be a separate category, or are NFTs actually necessary? Does it add value to the games themselves? What's your view on that, given the investment in Big Time?
So the item actually in the GameFi, Big Time Studio is examples.
Yeah.
So then actually how we invest in that. So then actually for other games, so then I think probably in order for the crypto games to succeed in the crypto space, you have two directions. So one probably will be like AAA games to make the game playable,
yeah,
and also very fine. So then people would love to play the game itself. So the other one will be some of the one thing to add is all those AAA games is very complex. So the development time will be very long. At least from my perspective, at least 1.5 years and also 2 years. So it has a very long developing process. So to make the game very high qualities, plus a very high, very reasonable token economy design. So then probably can play the game at the same time get a reward. But the other end of the categories will be a very light game. So like Step N. So then actually people know that Step N is, they only probably spend 3 or 4 months to develop the game.
Yeah.
So the game itself is very light, but they combine with a very good mechanisms to get the running and also jogging, this kind of mechanisms people want to play with, in them. But I think the value of Step N is a very good design of the token economies at the very beginning, so people can stick with the game, and also there are some utility of the tokens, so people can win the shoes, and also actually use their token, and also use their token to upgrade the items, and also shoes. So there is kind of a two end of the categories. One is to make the game very complex and high quality. People stick with them because of the game. The other one will be the game is very light, but has a very good token economies. So then this kind of two things, I think probably will succeed in NFT space.
And do you think how far along do you think we are in the NFT space? Do you think we're still in the early stages? Do you think there's a couple more cycles before it actually gets picked up? Like where do you think where we are today?
So then, in my perspective, I think probably it's a very early stage.
Yeah.
So then, because right now, I think NFT, the idea of the NFT and GameFi related or Web3 related NFT, so only came out this cycle. So it's not long. It's a very new ideas, probably since the summer last year. But when you look at the main adoptions of the crypto space, let's say Ethereum and also the DeFi, and also let's say the kind of layer one. So they all actually built in last cycle, in 2017, 2018. So Aave at the beginning, they didn't call Aave. So it's
it was right? Like Lend or something.
Etherland something. So then actually they launched in 2017, 2018, and also they went through the bear market, then came out. So the NFT, if you go to the main streets, probably it also needs to have some at least one cycle. So
now, what do you think is needed for that second cycle? Like what's been missing for the further growth or wider adoption of NFTs? Because I mean, we see a lot of creatives. People have been looking at it. Creators have been developing on it. Like, what do you think is required for that next cycle?
Probably will be the really use case of the NFTs. So then right now, as you can see, the market, there are some signs and for the use of NFT, for example, music related.
Yeah.
So then people can launch their music and so on chain, so have the loyalty of the piece of work. So then that's kind of a very good use case of NFTs, and so to show how the people own the content.
Yeah.
So we see a lot of early stage projects actually focus on the content owner. So then it's at a very early stage. So people want to build a Web3 version of Facebook, a Web3 version of Instagram, so Web3 of YouTube. So the creators can create the content and actually on-chain have the authority of the content, so on piece of value of the network. So then all of these kind of project, I think right now is at early stage because not too much people use that.
Yeah.
There is no killer app right now in Web3 and also use NFTs. So the user case can compare to the Web2 companies like Google, Facebook, billions of users,
right.
or even 100 million of users. So right now, only if you see the top of the NFT project or related OpenSea only have a couple 100K users. So it's a very, very small users right now in this space. As long as we found a very killer use case and to go to the main streets, grab at least couple million or even mega million users in this space, then we definitely will see in next couple of years.
Yeah, I like to kind of say like, we kind of had this Web3 phase, right, where we had this full adoption, where the crypto native folks have all been coming in, where now we're kind of sitting back, where we're looking at this 2.5 phase, where there's a lot of infrastructure. What kind of infrastructure do you think is actually needed to get that non-crypto native market to come in? Like, what is it? Is it the on-ramps, off-ramps? Is it the payments? What do you think? What do you think is needed on the NFT side for infrastructure?
So there are kind of couple different components actually related to these sectors. Payment definitely will be a very important one.
Yeah.
So in traditional market, we invest another project, Lamb Stake. They kind of a sports related wagon, the platform. So for example, people want to back the result of NFL or NBA finals. So Boston versus
right.
Warriors. So then you can just wagon on the platform. If you win, you are going to get the NFT. So then get the reward from them. So then, but how you going to get the reward? So then get paid. So for example, stable coin USDC or fiat USD, you are going to link with for example, bank account with them to get the reward. So then some of them will be used a wallet completely to connect with the metaverse, but still the main street doesn't know how to use the metaverse wallet, so they're going to link with the bank account, for example, credit card or debit card. So use their information so that to claim the reward. So because if you don't claim the reward, how the reward comes from. So then definitely payment will be very important. The other one will be storage, how the data manage it. So right now we have some solution in the crypto space like Filecoin, like Starwell, and also AR. So this kind of solution target on the data, how people, how the project manage the data. So all these kind of different infrastructure are very important in NFT space.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for the interview.
Of course.
Yeah.